everybody. This is Graham Nash. Right now, you're listening to 21st Century Radio with my friend, Dr. Bob Hieronymus. We need people that are putting the truth in front of our faces. We need leaders. We need great voices on the radio. Dr. Bob is one of them.
This is 21st Century Radio's Part 2 of our salute to the 50th anniversary of Woodstock. Our final guest is Rebecca Hoffberger, another one of my oldest and dearest friends. Rebecca has joined us on 21st Century Radio countless times to talk about her extraordinary project of love that has turned into a beacon of light and hope for our downtown Baltimore. Rebecca is the founder of the world-renowned American Visionary Art Museum, located at 800 Key Highway, where they are devoted to the role intuition, listening within, plays in their creative evolution of all sorts, combining art with philosophy, science, and social betterment. AVAM is different from any other museum you've ever seen in hundreds of ways. The main way is the outpouring of love from every nook and cranny. They even have it plastered on the outside, wrapped around their whole building. It says, "Oh, say can you see love?" And it's facing right out to the harbor, where Francis Scott Key wrote our national anthem. There is no better place in Baltimore, so full of whimsy and love and higher consciousness, which is why we picked them for our official launch party for the Light Bus next month. We are very grateful that Rebecca was able to make the time to join us tonight. She is so busy about talking to us, about the upcoming excitement at AVAM, in addition to our party for the Woodstock bus. Welcome back to 21st Century Radio, Rebecca Hoffberger.
That's the best welcome ever. Full of light.
And maybe full of love, too. Huh?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, our time is so limited tonight. I'm going to jump right into it with a description of our the Woodstock bus launch party at AVAM Monday on August the 12th. Your fabulous Director of Communications, Hella Ewan, I hope I pronounced her last name correctly, has been helping us coordinate this event, and she is trying to describe to me the location for the setting. She and Ray Steen, is that how you pronounce his name? Rhea Steen. Rhea Steen, your new Director of Facility Rentals and Events, decided to move our party inside your sculpture barn just in case it rains. That was so nice. Wow. I thought we would be outside in the courtyard, but they're going to set up all the chairs to face the doorway to the courtyard, and everyone can see the bus behind the speakers. Does that sound right to you, dear?
It sounds absolutely perfect, and I cannot tell your listeners just how spectacular this bus is. It's like all the most wonderful visions you've ever had put in crystalline form in one place.
Well, you should know, because you know my work longer than just about anybody in this city. You know. Hey, tell me, the Love Barn is named after Dame Anita Roddick, founder of The Body Shop. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes. Actually, I wouldn't even have a museum had it not been for Anita to buy into Roy and Mai's vision for what it could be early on, before even a shovel was in the ground. And she's passed on, but she lived her life giving off light, no question. You know how there's an old Jewish saying that says, add light, not heat. Indeed. And this is a world that needs more light.
It certainly does. And that's one of the great things about what you've been doing all your life in different ways. It wasn't just with this work, but other works. Is that right?
Yes, and you know, in your front bumper, I'm so moved by you having painted the voice of silence, because the whole concept of the museum is that listening within, that we can be attached to something so infinite and wonderful and pull through that kind of vision. And I really believe that you were in some fantastic state whenever you pulled in the imagery and the colors and the whole feeling of your light bus. and to launch it. Look back at what that time was, right? You had the man walking on the moon for the first time. There was all this energy of going forward, of expanding horizons, and Woodstock was about that. So what a jubilee. 50 years later, let's hope that the best of those visions and times will be encouraged to come forth. And I think your bus is the best, your light bus is the best ambassador I could imagine.
Oh, thank you so much. It means a great deal to me. Now, we'll start at 10 a.m. with a series of 5-minute speeches from all the people involved in recreating my light VW bus, from the filmmakers who originally approached me about the idea and directed the search for the old bus, and to the mechanics who rebuilt the new replacement bus for the painting, to the artist team that we called the Light Brigade, who helped me create it over 10 weeks. It just took 10 weeks, but boy, did we work hard. And we were hitting 100-degree temperatures where we were working at the time. And I hope we can interest some of your regular AVAM patrons to attend this free and open party to Woodstock, going from Baltimore up to Woodstock, that is.
Well, Bob, this fits so perfectly because we're coming across next 2020, spring is the 50th celebration also of Earth Day.
Oh, yes.
And you are a featured artist in the next exhibition because of your pioneering work producing the poster, the most beautiful poster, I think, for Earth Day that ever was, in 25 languages. And I'm just really excited about your participation in all these ways that are so harmonious and interconnected.
Well, I'm so thrilled that most people would look at that poster and say, boy, that must take a lot of work. But the story behind it was those different trying to tell the same story about Earth Day in 27 languages. Obviously, we could have had more, but there wasn't. I don't think we could have fit any more on the symbols I was using there.
Well, as a work of art, it's really spectacular, this light bus, and we're going to encourage everybody to come down. Monday is the only day that we're closed normally, but to just have this all focus on your crew from 50 years ago have kept the faith and done wonderful things with their lives, and bringing it back under the banner of this kickoff from Baltimore to Woodstock. I think there must be so much excitement up in Woodstock that your bus is returning. Oh,
they are. They're putting it right in the front of at the entrance so that everyone can see it, because obviously they're well aware of what the bus was and the story behind it and its history. I was surprised at that, but I've been very surprised that this bus also was so well known in Europe and in Japan and in Germany especially, and Russia. When you get letters from Russia, we were interviewed a number of times by them, but they haven't recently set any of those interviews on the air. I think because I had a lot to say about President Trump to them.
Well, could be. Yeah.
Yeah, that they eliminated that. Now, and then, best yet, we hope to offer a brief group meditation for everyone in attendance, led by meditation teacher Susan Beverly. Susan was a member, by the way, of our Savitria commune, where the AOM Esoteric Studies Center was founded, and which later became Ruscombe Mansion. And 40 years ago, we started a weekly group meditation that Susan continues to this day. Actually, we started those meditations at the Johns Hopkins Apocalypse Mural. Do you remember those days? Mm-hmm. It was.
Well, you also did so much good. I mean, the Waldorf School today started off as the New Morning. Think of the imagery of light in New Morning School.
Oh, yes.
Everything that you foresaw was never lost. And then, Zoe came and even expanded that vision, but always with the same integrity that you started Savitria. So to be there with everybody who was part of that, to have a reunion like that's amazing. And for the next generation of light workers to come, I think it's going to be an incredible Monday at our museum.
Well, I want just to our listeners out there, we all obviously want you to come on Monday, August the 12th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the American Visionary Art Museum for Woodstock on the Inner Harbor as we celebrate the return of the light bus to Woodstock and 50th anniversary of peace and love. Watch our Facebook page for an event invitation. Now, Rebecca, we talked to you back in March about your exhibit called Parenting and Art Without a Manual. So what can you tell us about the new one? I know you are busy creating as we speak, called The Secret Life of Earth.
Yes. Well, we were both friends with Christopher Bird, who wrote The Secret Life of Plants. And I think that was such a powerful book, with Stevie Wonder ending up doing the scoring for the movie version of that really very scientific book. So this is another call in conjunction with, and I didn't know it was in conjunction with until after I was already decided, to do it, committed to do it. It's called The Secret Life of Earth, Alive, Awake, and Possibly Really Angry. And it looks at the consciousness that we now have confirmed as our instrumentation has become more refined to pick up more subtle energies. As we know that trees nourish each other and communicate. They're not just kind of loners, trying to get their own nutrients, that they do so many things to protect the other trees, and the same with fungi. So it's a fascinating science and humor, but also probably the most lucid definition of the difference between climate and weather. And that will open up to the public October 5th and run through 2020 Labor Day, in conjunction also, of course, with the Jubilee, the 50th anniversary of Earth Day, that you were so involved with. So this is a real full circle time of all the things that we cared about being, again, so much at the forefront, being on the brink of too many wars, and truly wanting a humanitarian level of peace and respect. So what we need is light, and I think this is going to be a wonderful way, and I want everybody to come out to help see your light bus off as it travels to be a sensation at the 50th anniversary of Woodstock. Congratulations, Bob, at making yet another dream come true.
Thank you. Wow. Other events at AVAM, though, you offer Flicks on the Hill all summer, often with fun with movement classes ahead of time. Tell us about this.
Well, since 2005, on Thursday nights, 8 Thursdays, because we offer free movies, and we open up the whole museum for free from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. on those Thursday nights. And at 9 sharp, we start the movie. If it's raining, we have a way of showing it inside. So there are now 6 more Thursday nights left. And it is one of the most wonderful ways to experience a city. The late Jim Rouse said, cities were meant to be gardens in which to grow beautiful people. And at their highest octave, that's what they do. They remind us how wonderful it is to be able to be with other people and share, really enlightened interests. So I hope everybody brings their beach chairs and comes down for those nights.
You also have several workshops and special viewings for teachers. Tell us more about your collaboration with Baltimore's educational system. This is fantastic.
Well, our 7 education goals that I wrote as fast as they would come out of my hand before we opened have been adopted by educators around the world. They were used as the founding document of the Lower East Side Girls Club in Manhattan, which is now in Mexico, New Orleans, L.A., and Nepal. And we do hands-on teacher workshops. We think that they're quite enlightened beings. That's a very huge job to take on, not an easy one. Mm-hmm. So they can get in touch with Becca, BEKA, at avam.org, or come to our website, www.avam, as in American Visionary Art Museum.org, to see about all of those special nights for educators.
Well, tell us about your special exhibit through 2024 of the Fabric College, Esther and the Dream of One Loving Human Family.
Yes, we were the first to show the magnificent embroideries done only for her family by a woman who survived the Holocaust with no bitterness, named Esther Krinitz. and we juxtaposed her story with the genocide that happened between the Hutus and the Tutsis in Rwanda, as well as Native American and other acts where mild prejudices were inflamed into terrible, catastrophic ends.
Yes.
And so it's called The Dream of One Loving, Esther and the Dream of One Loving Human Family. But for such a dark...
Well, sorry, we're out of time. Thanks again for joining us on 21st Century Radio. Rebecca, please hold on the line. avam.org.
Stay connected with stimulating talk and breaking news on Talk Radio 680 WCBM, Baltimore, and WCBM.com.